With only 14 days left until Brexit, the British Parliament voted 412 to 202 for an extension on Article 50. But by law, the United Kingdom will be leaving the European Zone of Control, restoring its own sovereignty and laws, on March 29th. I'll explain further in this segment of the News Reviewed. As it stands, there is no formal relationship with the EU Commission and Great Britain after the 29th. Left unchanged, its relationship with EU member countries will be the same as any other current external country of the EU, which of course is being spun by all party members in all directions. Unless something changes, we can expect Theresa May to resubmit her deal to Parliament again for another vote, all the way up through Wednesday. After which, she now has approval from Parliament to go back to Brussels and ask permission for an extension. Such an extension does not actually change the terms of the deal that she's requesting Parliament pass. Also, the European Commission has the prerogative to actually say no. This would simply be her asking permission for more time to try and sell the existing plan to Parliament. And while some have hoped that this would mean there'd be time for a new deal to be presented, this is extremely unlikely. Any new deal would have to be approved by the EU Commission, and since the EU Commission has already approved this existing plan, any new plan would have to favor and grant more authority to the EU over the current Chequers plan, meaning a new plan that's even less desirable to Parliament. It is possible but unlikely that the EU Commission will grant them the extension, as markets favor certainty over uncertainty. And knowing a more EU favorable deal in the future is less likely than the current deal, the EU has nothing more to gain. So where does that leave us? Well, nobody knows 100% for sure. My dollar is on the UK leaving the EU zone on the 29th. I also believe that Theresa May knows this. I think what this is doing is her covering her own butt. She never wanted to leave the EU, and if there's any issues in a post-EU world, she can say that she did her best and not to blame her. So she can remain being the Prime Minister while also passing the buck. But that's just my opinion from a Yankee across the pond. If you think I'm totally wrong on this, let me know. One last thing, I need your help reaching my first 1,000 subscribers to become monetized. And you'd be doing me a solid if you also add a comment and hit the like buttons down below.